Sagittarian, Sagittarian. Sagittarian, Sagittarian, my gorgeous Sagittarini, listen to me very, very carefully, because what am I about to say? It's gonna be extremely important, especially when it comes to this particular situation you have found yourself in that has been subconsciously pretty much so slowing you down. Indeed, what you need to understand, my gorgeous Sagittarini, that when it comes to the months of December 2024, it's your month, baby. I know. Make the most of this energy. It means that even if you feel really knackered, even if you feel extremely tired, even if you feel extremely low, the energy wise, of course, all I need you to understand that you are going to be on top of things throughout the months of December. As long as you set your mind to do something, nothing is going to stop you, baby. You are gonna make some great achievements before the end of the months of December, indeed, which is ever so important when it comes to the whole year of 2025. So this is why this month is going to be so important indeed. In numerology, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm gonna say to you, your number is 4833. Okay, 4833. This is your number when it comes to this month, and it means that pretty much so you are going to come, to the bottom of things. For example, what you need to reevaluate at this stage of your life. Not only you are going to realize, not only you're going to realize what do you need to give up on, because you will realize that you need to give up the old, to make a way for the new, indeed. And that in itself is going to play an important role, because at the same time you are going to be able to adapt to your new life. You will start the process of adapting to your new life. And I know it sounds like, oh my God, I'm adapting to my new life. Well, 2025, it's going to be crazy, but in a good way. What's gonna be happening throughout the months of December, it's really slowly but surely preparing you for one of the biggest years of your entire life. And that's why I need you to understand that, there are certain things that you're gonna realize you've never realized before, and all this is gonna be contributing towards you slowly but surely adapting yourself to one of the biggest changes of your entire life. For example, when it comes to the first week of December, where we are right now, because I'm just a little bit late with my reading, and I'm sorry, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I suppose you should have been the first one, because, it's your birthday, baby, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my gorgeous Sagittarini. I love you so much. Listen to me very carefully. When it comes to the first week of December, you are indeed going to be so indecisive. This indecisiveness, oh my God, it's gonna be impossible to ignore how indecisive you are going to be, because you will be extremely indecisive whether you want to start some kind of a project or some kind of a new venture here or not. You're gonna be like, oh my God, seriously, within the first week of December, this is pretty much so gonna be on your mind quite a lot. You will be thinking whether you are going to start some kind of a new project, some kind of a new venture. And you know what, to be quite honest with you, just you thinking about it. There is something that you are gonna need to do. There is somewhere you will go, and because you will kind of want to find out a little bit more informations about whatever you're gonna be thinking about, my gorgeous Sagittarini. So you're gonna find yourself going somewhere, and there is some kind of like a really unexpected experience you are going to have, you know, where you are really going to realize, you know, it's not only about an unexpected experience, but you're gonna realize through this unexpected experience that there is so much more to do when it comes to that project, when it comes to that new venture. You know, there are gonna be, the bottom line is that you're gonna find out that there is so much more to it than what you initially thought to start with. And this in itself, it's gonna be like, you know, so important. You know, it's gonna be like kind of so important, my gorgeous Sagittarini, because at the same time you're gonna find this quite enlightening. You know, it's a lot to do with this unique perspective you are going to have. This, what you're gonna be indecisive about, it's not something that you just like have never been indecisive about before, and it's not something that you did not think about before whatsoever, but it's just now because of this unexpected experience. Not only you're gonna find out like there is so much more to it, you will clearly understand why this has been on your mind for so long, you know, and why are you being so indecisive, why you couldn't just let something go, you know. And at the same time, my gorgeous Sagittarini, as I said, you know, it's this experience you're going to have. What are you going to realize? It's going to open your eyes, and it's going to provide you with this a really unique perspective. And that in itself, it's also going to give you a courage, my gorgeous Sagittarini, to commit yourself to it. It's not only about you committing yourself to it, it's not only about that, but it's more about you also understanding that you are going to need to make like a really big sacrifice here as well. But then again, when it comes to this sacrifice that you are going to make, all I can say to you, you know, it's to do with things that have come to an end in your life. You know, at this stage, I hardly even see this as a sacrifice, you know, as a really good sacrifice this is going to be. Because to be quite honest with you, when it comes to this venture, when it comes to this new stage in your life, this in itself is going to start changing every single aspect of your life immediately, because you will know, my baby, that your whole structure in your life is going to change, but you're really going to be enjoying this quite a lot. But it's, you know, the biggest outcome of this venture, of this this venture here, it's like basically going to be in October 2025. Yes, I said October. In October 2025, it's gonna be completely different to any other months you have ever been through in your entire life. Because by then you will be able to do what you're not able to do now. By then you're gonna be so much happier. By then you're gonna be enjoying things in life you're not enjoying right now. It's just so much to put in. Seriously, it's so much to understand here how big this is actually going to be. So the biggest reward and the biggest outcome of this new venture that you are going to start at the beginning of December, and you will be thinking about starting like there is no tomorrow, you know, the outcome of all that, it's going to be in October 2025. In October 2025, all I can say to you, your life is going to be completely different to what it is now. You will be so much more happier, you will be so much more optimistic. You know, when it comes to your mind, spirit and soul, my God, it's going to affect the whole thing, most certainly. And also when it comes to the finances, oh my God, this is going to be brilliant when it comes to your finances and when it comes to your financial situation. But at this moment in time, you just need to follow this. You know, you need to follow your intuition, and you're most certainly not going to be led astray, my gorgeous Sagittarini, whatsoever. And what you also need to pay attention to when it comes to the first week of December, this is also rather important, and lots of people are like, oh God, here we go again. But within the first week of December, your body is gonna again try to desperately let you know something that your body needs. Maybe this is to do with a certain supplement. Maybe this is to do with a certain vitamin. Maybe this is to do with a certain mineral. Or maybe this is to do with a certain, like a really good food, you know, like a really healthy food. Or maybe it's even to do with you kind of needing to start some kind of exercising, you know, exercises if you are able to exercise, of course, because I understand that a lot of people may not be able to exercise, for example, for whichever reason. So I understand. But you really need to pay attention to what your body is going to try to let you know. Okay, because lots of people have a certain cravings, like for strawberries or like a bananas, for example. Oh, I've got a craving for banana, I fancy bananas, and people just don't go past that. But when you suddenly have a craving for banana or something like that, maybe your body needs potassium. Maybe your body is lacking in potassium, my gorgeous Sagittarini. So that's what I'm trying to say to you. You are going to be constantly reminded within the first week of December, even second week of December, you're going to be like ever so often reminded of something that, you know, your body needs. And every single one of us would get like this kind of message in a rather unique way, you know, but you will know this, you will most certainly be aware of it. And this is not only something that your body desperately needs, but at the same time, this in itself, it's going to be more beneficial than you can imagine, you know, because it's also going to start the process of healing. Really deep within. This is going to start the process of healing, and especially when it comes to something that has been affecting you, and it has been affecting your energy levels for the last few months. You know, you are gonna be able to notice within yourself, like almost immediately, increased energy levels, both mentally, spiritually, and you know, and physically. So this is important, not only when it comes to us feeling more energetic, but we also kind of end up having a completely different outlook on life, and we kind of really go with the flow much easier, which means that we have these ever so needed ideas that help us to move forward with our lives. When something is bothering us, we stop having ideas. No, it's true. If something is bothering us, then we go down, we go low, without even realizing. We close ourselves in. It depends how heavy our burdens can be, and that in itself kind of affects our ideas. And ideas, whether they are big or small, you know, they are just something, they are this much needed energy that helps us, you know, to go forward in our lives, you know. So this is why this is important. The second part of this week, my gorgeous, this month, sorry, the second part or the second week of this month, my gorgeous Sagittarini, when it comes to the months of December, you're not gonna like this, but yeah, of course, it's like, you know, someone is gonna make you angry. Someone is going to make you angry a little bit. Someone is going to piss you off a little bit, you know. Somebody is going to make you angry a little bit. And it's to do with person, you know, that has been making you feel angry for a while, you know, or that has been making you feel angry for a very long time. This is not somebody who's going to make you angry like for the first time ever. This is somebody who was making you angry for a while, you know, somebody who is pretty much so connected to you, connected to your life, whether this is like, you know, a certain family member, whether this is like maybe your partner, whether this is like a really old friend, for example. Old friends I also do tend to see like a family members, but you are really going to be reminded of this person that it's really kind of, that makes you really angry. Whether you're just going to have whether you're just going to be randomly reminded, or you're going to be reading something, or and then you're reminded of this person, or you're somewhere on a social network or something like that, and then you see that person, and then you're like, oh, I can't stand him, I can't stand her, type of thing. Listen to me very carefully. At this stage of your life, this is something that is becoming heavier and heavier, because you're extremely smart, you're extremely intelligent, you're spiritually intelligent, you're able to understand things that lots of people are not able to understand, indeed, purely through the, you know, through your own intelligence. intelligence, spiritual, and mental. But now this is your sign. When you are randomly reminded of this person, this is your sign that, I know you're not going to like this, but this is your sign to try to forgive to this person. This is your sign, my gorgeous Sagittarini, that there is somebody in your life that you need to forgive to. Okay? You need to forgive to this person. And I know you're gonna have a go at me now, because that person could have done to you God knows what, something really heavy and something really bad. And I'm not saying to completely forget about what that person has done to you, but it's all about your own progress. You need to allow yourself to heal and ascend onto the next level of your spiritual journey. 2025, it's gonna be enormous for you. It's gonna be massive. Why would you let something like this to slow you down? Why would you let something like this to slow you down, my gorgeous Sagittarini? So be grateful to God. When we are suddenly reminded of somebody that we cannot stand, or we are so angry about, you know, it's not a sign for us to be a bit more angry about that person, negative about that person. But when we are randomly, in such a random way, reminded of somebody that has done something to us, you know, this is actually, I know, this is actually a really great sign. This is a sacred sign that the whole new stage of your life, it's about to begin. And if you do not if you do not forgive to this person, then this is just unnecessarily going to slow you down. It is going to slow you down. It is going to affect you in such a way where you're not going to realize your own awakening. And the more we realize our own awakening, the more sharp we become, and the more willing we become to take certain risks, you know, and all this kind of works together like a one big circle. So I'm not asking you to forget about what this person has done, but I need you to understand that you just need to kind of forgive that person in such a way where you just need to see that situation from a slightly different angle, in a slightly different light. Okay, you need to work this out with yourself, how you're gonna do this. It's all about your own personal balance and the way you're gonna be able to manipulate it yourself. This in itself is, can you hear it? I don't know if you can hear it. See, they're coming to get me. They're coming to lock me up. No, I'm joking. No, seriously, this in itself is going to allow you to move on with your life. And this is something that is going to be standing on your way. So I'm not telling you to forgive to that person completely, but I'm just telling you to kind of see how you can see that situation from a slightly different angle and see if there is something that you've learned out of it. I think at this stage you will be able to reflect in a completely different way, from a completely different angle. As long as you take this seriously, at that moment in time, something is gonna change. Something is gonna change. So it's all about your own willingness, because this in itself, it's really preventing you to kind of move on. And I know you're going to find this challenging. And even while I'm talking to you right now, if you're realizing who this is, I know you're already kind of finding this really challenging, my gorgeous Sagittarini. But you know what's a good thing? That you are going to do this, whether you like this or not. Whether I tell you this or not, you're still going to do this. I do see that you are going to be able somehow to forgive to that person. Okay, you will be able to see that from a completely different angle. It's probably because for the first time ever, you will be able to admit to yourself something that you've learned out of it. There is a really great lesson which is going to be learned out of it, and that particular lesson is going to shape the rest of your life in the best possible way, because you're never ever ever going to allow anything like this to happen to you. This, believe me or not, will broaden your horizons. That is now not going to be obvious, but it's going to be obvious at around March 2025, where you're going to find yourself on a little crossroads. And because of this situation, you will see what is going to happen. You are going to surprise your very own self for which path you will go to, just because you've been through this situation. And I know that this sounds really crazy now, but by the end of March 2025, this is going to be absolutely absolutely obvious. This is going to be absolutely obvious, because by then you're going to have this specific frame of mind that otherwise you wouldn't have, which is really going to open your mind. And when it comes to broadening your horizons, oh my God, this in itself is going to be a really big moment for you. Okay, a really big moment indeed. And then, as I said, I don't need to tell you to do this, my gorgeous Sagittarini. I don't need to tell you to do this, because you are going to do this. You know you're going to do this somehow, and it's still going to happen within the second week of December. And I know that the day or two after you forgive to that person, you know, something is going to be leading you to this point where you will know that you forgave to this person, but it's going to happen in a slightly unusual way. And I know in a couple of days that you are going to forgive to that person, and that in itself, you know what's going to happen. So once you forgive to, no, sorry, what I was going to say, once you forgive to that person, in like about 2 days after that moment in time, you are going to have a really beautiful, really gorgeous, a really, really nice and a really positive experience. This positive experience you are going to have, it's going to be so important for you, because you're going to tap into something you've never tapped into before, and you're going to realize, you know, you're going to realize that you're going to realize how much you want to change your life. You're going to tap into something specific. And when it comes to this positive experience, it's a lot about being surrounded by the right people, being surrounded by the certain people. And there are a couple of people that are going to be major babies here, because they're going to have a really huge impact on your life, on your way of thinking. Sometimes, you know, we just need to be surrounded by the right people. Both of these people you're going to be surrounded are going to be people who are going to be so inspiring, who are normally inspiring to you, and there is something that you will be able to connect to when it comes to their own life, when it comes to their own lifestyle, when it comes to their own achievement, and it's going to bring the best possible energy within you, and it's going to give you a really nice spiritual slap, baby, immediately, boom, and you're going to remind yourself of how much you want to change your life. Here you're going to realize that, and that it's going to be a really big moment for you. That is going to be a really big moment for you here indeed, because it's not only about this realization, it's not only about this really powerful moment, but it's also about this confidence and determination you are actually going to have. There is also going to be such an interesting suggestion and advice that you're also going to have. There is going to be such an interesting suggestion and an advice, like a really wise advice you're also going to have. My goodness, you know, this is going to have such a beautiful impact on your life, because you're also going to feel this great sense of urgency. You're going to reconnect with yourself to the point where you're not going to be able to think about you wanting to make certain changes, you know, but this is a lot to do with you being aware of these lifestyle changes you're going to need to make. You know, it's almost as if like you're realigning yourself to the point where you're going to realize that certain changes are absolutely imminent, but these are good changes. I'm sorry, but you are coming out of some kind of stagnation. Please don't get me wrong. Please don't be upset with me. I'm not saying that you were stagnating. Do you know what I mean? But you are coming out of some kind of stagnation here. You know, and this is all because you decided to forgive something to somebody. I know it sounds absolutely crazy, but it's true. It's all going to lead towards you having this remarkable experience where you are going to realize which changes in your life are ever so imminent. And it couldn't have been better months for that to happen. Then when it comes to, it couldn't have been better months than the months of December, because it's the last months this year. So it's a lot building up to this point, to this moment in time. People are really busy with parties, celebrations and things like that. And very often people miss out on those very important signs and indications we have when it comes to these months. Remember, a lot has been building up to this point, to this moment moment in time, because it's the last months of this year. So the more you're open-minded towards these wonderful changes that are drifting towards you, and you know, the more greater your future it's actually going to be, and the more promising year 2025 it's indeed going to be. By the time you get to the third week of December, in the third week of December, my gorgeous Sagittarius, when it comes to the third week of December, you know, you really are going to have such a nice reward for your hard work. This is what I can say to you. In the third week of December, you are going to be very happy. You're going to be very excited, because you are going to have a reward. This reward, my God, this is going to be more personal to you than anything else, to be quite honest with you. This reward, it is to do with something that you have been working on, but it's going to be really, really personal to you as well, because within the last 4 or 5 months, you know, there are elements of worry. You know, there are elements of worry and there are elements of negativity that I have seen here. And I think that this is a lot to do with you also at the same time. You know, not having enough of progress when it comes to something here. Not enough progress, you know, when it comes to you putting, and when it comes to your hard work. So I know that there are elements of worries connected to this quite a lot indeed. So this is going to mean to you, this is going to be to you even more special, my gorgeous Sagittarius. So the third week of December, it's not only about this reward here. Okay, listen to me very carefully. You are going to have a reward for your hard work, but it's not only about this reward. It's also about you knowing and understanding that there is something you are going to need to explore. There is something you're going to need to explore here, you know. Something very, very important for you to explore. So it's not only about this outcome, positive outcome for your hard work, like a reward, but this is more like really personal to you. You will understand why am I saying this, but most importantly, there is something immediately going to be there for you to explore. And this is something that you need to understand. And also why you're going to feel so pleased as well, my gorgeous Sagittarius, that when it comes to this reward, you know, you're going to feel happy, you're going to feel excited, you're going to feel positive, you're going to feel optimistic. I told you this is going to be so personal to you because you've been through, oh my God, quite a lot lately because of not having enough outcome when it comes to this particular situation. But what is going to mean to you a lot also is that immediately you are going to remember this person. You're going to have this person in your mind, and you will not be able to wait until you can prove your point to somebody. So I think that there is somebody in your life, you know, it's to do with this aspect. Maybe somebody that you have been working on, that you have been doing. Maybe somebody who is like a major person in your life who means to you so much, did hurt you a little bit because they couldn't understand where you were coming from. And they didn't mean to be rude, they didn't mean to be negative, they've just been honest. You kind of working on something, and then somebody who means to you so much, instead of bringing you up, they bring you like a little bit down by something that they said, but they didn't even realize they said this, but they kind of hurt you a little bit. So you will remember this person, and you're going to have this person on you. This is a good person, you know, this is somebody really in your life, somebody good, but just couldn't kind of understand where you were coming from when you were on about it not that long ago, for example. And on your mind it's going to be a lot like, I want to talk to this person, I want to just now kind of like really I can't wait to prove my point to this person, I can't wait to prove my point to this person, you know. That's exactly how you're going to feel, and you're proving a point to that particular person. The moment you kind of go to talk to that particular person, something really interesting is going to happen. Of course, that person is going to be really, really happy for you and really happy for your achievement, because I said that this is somebody really nice. But once you talk to this person, that person is also going to remind you of something so important. Oh my God, something that you connected to that particular situation. connected to this, but something that you forgot about, something that you're going to immediately need to do, something that you would have forgot about. And later on, that would be crucial, you know, even now, that would be crucial. So to say that there is some kind of major detail that you forgot about all this to do, something that you immediately are going to be reminded of doing, but it's just so important. So you're going to be grateful to God that you went to speak to this person, because otherwise you would never be reminded of something major here that you forgot about. And I know it sounds really crazy, but you know, it's a lot to do with what you're going to find yourself exploring and things like that. This is where this is going to be playing a big role here indeed. And also, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you know, my God, I think that you're going to be worrying about somebody quite a lot in your life. Somebody in your life you're really going to be worrying quite a lot. I think that there is a specific person in your life who is maybe suffering from something. There is something not right with this person. There is somebody who is, please don't get me wrong, I'm just saying what am I seeing, you know. And there is somebody who is very special. This person is very beautiful, very special. But they're very special, very intelligent, very smart, really different, but beautifully different, you know. This person is very unique, very different. Lots of people think this person is weird, and who knows, this person thinks this person is wonderful, but that particular person is somebody who is in your life. Major person, like a family member, maybe one of your children if you've got children. You know, I do kind of feel like a young spirit, but maybe it's not a young spirit, maybe it's just a person, maybe it's even an older person who is always going to have a young spirit, you know. So I feel very strongly young spirit, but there is something not right with that person, but you know this, you were aware of this, something is different about that person needs to live a different life to everybody else, because of something that person is maybe having or suffering from, you know. And I know that something already happened maybe to that person, or something is about to happen to that person, my gorgeous Sagittarini, which is going to scare you. But it's going to be fine. This person is going to be absolutely fine. This person just need to kind of take it easy. And this person just need to kind of pay attention to their diet. That person need to pay attention to what they eat. And maybe that person needs to kind of be as healthy as possible. I'm not saying that they're not, but maybe that person needs to focus a lot, like on taking a lot of superfoods and things like that, you know. Like a really nice, really like kind of healthy supplements. I would strongly suggest something like maybe like organic chlorella or like organic spirulina, and think organic chlorella, organic spirulina, and I would also suggest like reishi mushrooms to that person as well. If that person is on any other medications, you know, or breastfeeding or pregnant, then that person needs to check with their doctor or their GP, of course, you know. I mean, these are natural supplements, but this is something I would strongly suggest to that person. So I think you're going to be worrying about that person, but it's more just like about like really pretty much so paying attention to the diet and making sure that the diet is really, really good, and just for a while to kind of avoid things that could stress this person out. And you know, you're going to be like, oh my God, why am I on about somebody so much? Well, my baby, this is somebody in your life, you know, somebody who just kind of has to live their life slightly differently to everybody else, because maybe they suffer from something very unique. I'm sorry, you know how my readings go, but I have to tell you what I see. I have to tell you what I see, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeed, okay? And also, you know, when it comes to the third week of December, oh my goodness, this is gonna be crazy. It's not only about the third week of December, but it's about the whole month of December. But it's especially when it comes to the third week of December, you're constantly going to be reminded of this person that is no longer here. You're constantly going to be reminded of this person that died, that passed away. So it's not only the third week of December, but throughout the whole month of December, you will be reminded of somebody very special that died, that passed away. That beautiful person is not in your life anymore. But on the third week of December, oh my God, everything is going to be reminding you of this person. Bless your heart. Okay, everything is going to be reminding you of this person that is no longer here in the third week of December, and it's going to be like really wow. But you know, so the whole month of December, it's going to be, you will be reminded of that person. But what's the difference about the third week of December? Well, it's going to be major. That you will be reminded of that person like more than any other time. And something is going to happen where you will not only be reminded of this person, but you're going to feel very strong connection, like that person is around, that spirit is around you, that person is around you. Well, at around that time, there is some kind of knowledge you need to pass on. There is some kind of a knowledge you need to pass on to the other people, maybe of you, to the other members of your family, maybe, or to whoever is in your life, you know. So when you are keep on being reminded of that particular person in the third week of December, you also need to understand that there is some kind of a no. This is your sign. This is your indication that there is some kind of a knowledge you need to pass on. Okay, so that's something you need to remember. And also, my gorgeous Sagittarini, when it comes to the fourth week of December, when it comes to the fourth week of December, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you see, it's like basically you are gonna have two important choices. They're going to be two important choices you are going to be thinking about. And when it comes to these two important choices, you are going to be thinking, how interesting, you know, the first week of December, you're going to be so, you know, it's going to start with you being so indecisive. But when it comes to the fourth week of December, there are going to be two major choices you are going to be thinking about, because there is something you are going to discover. You're gonna have this like surprising discovery in the last week of December, and the part of this surprising discovery I'm talking about here, it's also to do with the two choices being provided to you. Choice number one is going to be whether you're gonna end something. Okay, the choice number one is like you ending something. Okay, and choice number two that you are going to have, it's like and this is all going to happen like after you make this discovery. So first of all, you're going to have this discovery, and then you're going to end up with two choices here after you have this major discovery, whether you're going to like really carry on with something, or you are going to really kind of whether you're going to carry on with something here, or you are going to really bring something to an end. And you're really kind of going to be thinking about it quite a lot. And I know that you are going to be talking to somebody. I really like this person, somebody very wise, somebody very spiritual, somebody very clever, somebody very intelligent. And this particular person is again somebody in your life, somebody who you like to open up to. This particular person I really like, very intelligent but really stroppy at times. This particular person, lots of people get wrong because of their own stroppiness. For example, I've seen this person before, and this is one of the people in your life, and this particular person has also been through something very, very difficult when it comes to their past, something that not many people go through. So these people have got, this person has got something, wow, something that they were dealing with that lots of people are not going to be dealing with in this life whatsoever. So this is somebody not extremely wise and knowledgeable, but somebody who is also like kind of at the same time in a slightly different dimension, purely because of the things that they've been going through. And you will be talking to that person you will be talking to that person, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and that particular person is really kind of going to make you aware of the fact that through that person you are going to understand that, something has come to an end here. Something has come to an end here, and the sooner you kind of move on from that, the sooner you're going to be able to kind of also move on with your life. So, it's like more like the choice that you are going to go for. You really gonna make such a major moment when it comes to your own realignment. So it's more about you acknowledging what has come to an end. This is just so important. And as soon as you acknowledge what has come to an end in your life, there is something you're gonna need to do, and you're just gonna be like, oh my God, so nervous about, because there is a certain step you're gonna need to make, a certain move you're gonna need to make. You're gonna find this like a bold move. And first of all, you're gonna feel really, really kind of, oh my God, but you are literally gonna bring something to an end, but you're not gonna be able to bring this to an end unless you make a certain move. And this is going to be really bold, but oh my God. And the moment in time you do this, you will just understand that you have done the right thing. A couple of days later, you are going to have a very unusual news, very unusual message. This is going to surprise you. But this unusual message is also going to really kind of make you aware of the fact that you already did the right thing by ending something and by bringing something to an end, but before you do that, there is a certain step you're going to need to make that you're not going to like, but as soon as you do this, as I said, you're going to feel so much better, you're going to feel so much lighter indeed. And also, my gorgeous Sagittarini, when it comes to the 4th week of December, it is just important for you to do this. There is something official you're going to need to do. I'm sorry, there is something official you're going to need to do. There is something you keep on leaving aside. There is something you keep on leaving aside. Something important, something official. Whether this is to do with some kind of maybe like a court case, whether this is to do with something really official, but it's really something like kind of something serious and something official. So it's either like a court case or it's something really important and official that you're going to need to do. Some kind of a documents is to do with a certain documents and things like that. And you keep on leaving this aside. You keep on putting this aside. But now it's time to deal with this. My gorgeous Sagittarini, it's important for you to deal with this before the end of this year, at least to start some kind of a process here. So it doesn't have to be like a court case, do you know what I mean? But it's something to do with something official. It's to deal with some kind of a paperwork or something like that to start with. And if you do it before the end of December 2024, there is something you're going to realize. There is something so important that you're going to realize that it's missing when it comes to all this. A certain information. There is something really important that you are going to realize, something that also needs an instant attention and care indeed, and otherwise this wouldn't happen, and you have no idea how important this element is going to be. And also, if you start the process before the end of December, I know that this is going to sound mental, but you're somehow through that process going to you're going to somehow find yourself being surrounded by the certain people, and you're going to be collaborating with people you wouldn't normally collaborate. And there is something very interesting you're going to find out about yourself. The most random thing ever. How great you are at something you never ever realized you are so good at before. Okay, and this in itself, it's about to open a whole new door to you, baby, with a whole new world of new possibilities, slowly but surely floating and drifting towards you. Absolutely brilliant. So now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm just going to see what's going to happen to those of you in relationships. Ooh la la. It seems like that, someone is really going to surprise both of you. My gorgeous Sagittarini, when it comes to the couples, somebody is really going to surprise both of you. Maybe it's going to be like surprising phone call, good surprise, or surprising message, or somebody may even make themselves known to you that they're going to visit you. Whoever this is, it's somebody who's close to both of you, and somebody who's very, very passionate about life, and somebody who's very passionate about things in life in general, somebody who is not afraid of being who they are, somebody who's not hiding any aspect of themselves whatsoever, which means that some people dislike this person and some people really love this person. There is nothing in between, literally. And I do know this type of people, and I think they're amazing. So somebody who doesn't really care whatsoever what other people think when it comes to their lifestyle. So this particular person is going to get in touch with both of you, and that particular person is going to give you an information, like really crazy information, which is going to be impossible to believe, like really crazy information, but you will know based on that crazy information that is going to be crazy to believe. You will know that you need to hurry up. You will know exactly what do you need to hurry up with. I know it sounds like you're running out of time to do what you want to do. You know what you were planning to do so long. Please don't get me Please don't get me wrong. It's not a dark thing or whatsoever. But this particular person is going to play a big role when it comes to you feeling this great sense of urgency to really hurry up with transforming your life. This person is going to play a big role when it comes to both of you having this amazing awakening. And yet again, you're going to find yourself on the right path here. Indeed, you need to go with this flow. You need to go with these changes. There is a reason why you're both gonna feel this great sense of urgency, you know, to carry on with your life. Sorry. And those of you who are single and ready to mingle, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you know, you really are going to come across somebody so gorgeous this month, honestly. Somebody really beautiful. Something really, there are a few major aspects that are going to happen here that will make you feel like you want to celebrate when it comes to the month of December. But it is to do while you're thinking about having a celebration, or while you're at some kind of celebration. Maybe you're going to be on your way from some kind of celebration. It's very difficult to explain how exactly this is going to happen, but that celebration is going to be connected to this beautiful kind of group of people you're going to be surrounded by, and one of them is going to be so beautiful, so gorgeous. There is this person who is going to get your attention. So it's to do with the socializing basically in December and it's to do with this person who is really gonna like kind of get your attention. You're gonna get that person's attention as well by the look of it, you know, and I know that you're gonna feel for the first time something you haven't felt in absolute ages, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Not that you didn't fancy other people, but this is gonna be different. This person is instantly gonna make you feel different inside, and I suggest you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, to absolutely go for it. But what you need to understand that this person is different, and this is just the beginning. You fancying someone, that person fancying you back, blah blah blah. This is just the beginning. With this one, the time it's gonna take slightly longer until things start to happen, because that particular person is going through some kind of issues in their life at the moment. Something that person is dealing with something. It is not the right time for that person to kind of like start something like this right now. And what they're dealing with is to do with the personal issues, but it's nothing to do with the relationships whatsoever. But what you need to understand is just it is going to take a little time until kind of things take off, you know, in between you and that person, indeed. But it is somebody really, really great. And when you meet that person, there is also going to be such an interesting sign. You're actually going to have such an interesting sign. So now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm just going to see what's going to be your tarot card of the month. And then after that, I'm going to see what's going to be your oracle card of the month. So your tarot card of the month, my gorgeous Sagittarini, it's going to be, see this? Somebody is going to need your help. Somebody is going to need a little bit of help this month. Somebody is going to need a little bit of help. But that particular person that it's going to need a little bit of help, it's on you to work out who this is. It's somebody really beautiful. I like this person so much, but I think that that person is like a little bit embarrassed or something like that to ask for help. So I think it's to do with the financial difficulties. Somebody is going through financial difficulties, or somebody will be going through financial difficulties, and this person is going to need your help. But the message here is that it's going to be on you to work out who this is, because they're embarrassed, maybe embarrassed to ask. You know, but it's somebody who is so major in your life. So that person is going to need your help, like when it comes to finances or something materialistic, you know. You can help them, that's the bottom line. And this is a beautiful person. You will love this person so much that you would give everything you have to this person, you know. That's how I feel. So now my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm just going to see what's going to be an oracle card of the months. What is going to be an oracle card message? What is going to be an oracle card message when it comes to the month? Yeah, okay, 20 of them. When it comes to the months of this December, my God, yeah, they could have made like even bigger like oracle cards, you know. Yeah, when it comes to the months of December, your oracle card message, my gorgeous Sagittarini, is soul fragments. Balance will be restored. Balance will be restored. And look at the number 33. Oh my goodness. And what did I say? It's your number 4833. Wow. Look at this, 33. It came with a 33 soul fragments. Balance is about to be restored. My God. And you also don't forget that you are going to have some passionate ideas, some ideas you're so passionate about. You know, do not ignore them. Do not ignore them. Trust me. Hello, my gorgeous people. Just to let you know, I've just started monthly subscriptions, monthly paid subscriptions. And the more people subscribe to this channel, you know, through monthly paid subscriptions, more content I'm going to be able to make. And this is why this is going to be so important. If you would like to subscribe to this channel through this monthly paid subscription in order to help me to keep this channel going, you will see the link is going to be in the description below. And thank you so much, because I will be ever so grateful.